box of stuffing that'll feed 10 kids. Okay, we'll buy that. Here's this, you buy 3 cans of bush baked beans and, a 12 pack of hot dogs, you can feed a family. It's like, well, but what's in that?
Yep.
So it just, not that my parents eat. I mean,
Well, it's just like it was no them back then it was unintentional. Like there was no way avoiding
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, if you
You know what
had
I
to
mean?
make, you if
Like
you had to
now,
make,
like you can choose to go to the gas station, eat all the gas station food. You can eat that your whole life, and
hmm,
you might fucking strike gold and live long. But fuck, man,
yeah.
like we got.
Well,
I feel
that
like
and I mean,
we have a lot better than our parents
so
did.
like even like cigarettes back in the day, like back in the 20s, they were telling fucking pregnant women to smoke.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. It was like a weight
and
loss thing.
but like
It was like a
for
health thing.
for our generation, all the fucking like Monster energy drink, pre-workout, like all this
Yep.
shit that's just like new. Like they never had energy drinks back in the day. Sure, there was cocaine still in Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
but but
Getting fucking zoinked off of
but
Coca-Colas.
cocaine was relatively. I'd honestly rather take a Coke with cocaine in it than a Monster energy drink today, or a Red Bull, or
Yeah.
any of that shit. Just all the chemicals that we just use. That, not to mention, I'll get really crunchy with it, but all the fucking dyes. Like
Yeah.
I'm a Gatorade whore. I love
Yeah.
Gatorade, Powerade, but
Like the
it's all
red
just
40 and
it's all
all that
just
shit.
like it's all just like acrylic paint, which we use in art class in like 4th grade,
Yeah.
mixed with fruit flavor and water, and it's
To,
like
to me, the
that's not good
funniest
for you
part
either.
about the American diet is that like so much stuff that's in our food is like banned in other countries.
Oh yeah,
Oh
That's the
yeah.
craziest part. Like the ingredients that we use in some of our foods are literally banned in like
yeah.
Europe or other countries.
Yeah,
But we're
that like
just like,
our food get like imported to other countries and I'll have like warning labels on it that it has like
yeah,
banned substances in them.
Yeah, I picked up what was
you
it? It was
get pulled
some.
over in fucking France with red 40, you're going to prison, dude.
Oh
Fucking Gatorade, you're
French are
done.
assholes, man.
my gosh.
So speaking of bad food, terrible food. God damn it. I'm ashamed
Hear
to even
about
say this. So I want you guys, Aaron, you might understand more because now you have a wife that is gone like on the weekends, but you are also a very good cook, so this doesn't really apply. But I want to ask,
Yeah, lay it on me.
when your wife is gone, do you ever get takeout or go somewhere, maybe fast food, and feel like you get like the takeout guilt when you're by yourself? Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, Molly and Lennon were gone this weekend, and she listens, and I'm ratting on myself because she listens to this podcast, and she's gonna see it in the trash. But I got that today. I got takeout guilt, and it wasn't only just because I got takeout when she was gone, but it was because I got fucking Subway.
Oh,
Ooh.
dude,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
So
Why? Okay, why Subway?
because it's the closest thing to my house, and I was just like got home
And
from work, I napped, I got up, and we don't have like that much at our house right now, food wise.
you went and picked it up though.
Yeah, I went to the store
Okay,
and
that's even worse,
got
dude.
in line. I know, sat in line.
You smell like
Like
fucking
you're just
bread for
like,
six
oh my
weeks.
You had
God.
all you had yeah, you
Yeah,
had
my
all that time
jacket.
to fucking
I
change
just
your
went in the
mind.
kitchen. My jacket still smells like bread.
Still smells like
Smells
Italian
like
herbs and cheese.
that's yeah, it's
So I think we might have talked about this before, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna say it again. Eating Subway is like when you're done, it's like post nut clarity. Or like that Subway, like after you're done, you're just like, God damn it. Like when you wrap the bag up, put it in the little fucking paper bag they give you now, and you like throw it away and you like walk back to the couch or whatever you're doing, you're just like, fuck. So not only did I
yeah.
have just the feeling of getting and
Sorry.
eating Subway, but I coupled that with
The guilt,
the guilt of getting takeout.
survivor's guilt.
It was God, it was
What?
terrible too.
What was the order?
So I usually get Italian herbs and cheese,
Yeah,
and I do a spicy Italian,
Yep, that's good. That's good.
and I do lettuce. Sometimes I'll do spinach if I'm feeling saucy,
Mm.
and then I'll do
Ooh.
pickles, a little bit of onion, jalapenos,
Oh, okay.
and the Southwest sauce.
Oh, so a heavily modified Italian. You're not going straight up the middle.
No,
You're
no.
fucking wide right
Yeah.
on that
Yep.
there.
What
With a
is
side of
straight up the middle? Like, what is that supposed to mean?
An
with a s-
Italian sub,
Well, I
it
get what a normal one is, but like,
yeah,
yeah.
is
Keep,
all
keep going.
your
Sorry.
is your pepperoni, your capicola, all your salamis, all that bullshit. Maybe some cheese.
pepper jack. That's what I usually get.
Oh, you go pepper jack.
Yeah, I go
Dang,
pepper jack.
that's even wilder, dude.
Yeah. I'm a true
But
Italian
yeah, then
sandwich.
like a lettuce, tomato, onion, and some oregano, some sort of Italian dressing, maybe
Hmm.
like hot
Yep.
peppers if they got them, but
Yep.
not jalapeno hot peppers,
No.
like a pickled kind of
No.
Calabrian chilies or something like that. That would be like a middle of the road Italian, in my
Now,
opinion. Everything I've seen.
now let me ask you guys. This is more for the listener.
Yeah.
I'm more asking the listener as well. They can play along with this. But let's say I'm the Subway worker and you walk up to the thing and they say, "What can I get you?" What are you saying? What are you giving them? Like
Okay,
what do you
so
say? Well, what can I get you? Not
yeah.
don't tell me your order. I want you to tell me how you tell them,
Order
like
it,
the
yeah. Or
sequence.
Tony's the Subway sandwich. Tony's the
Yeah.
sandwich artist.
Yep. Hi, what can I get for you?
Hi, my name is Dylan.
All right.
I would like a
Oh, I'm sorry.
foot long.
Are you lost? Are you lost, buddy? All right.
No,
Okay. So you
I
go,
like a foot long. Okay, so no, I'm gonna restart. Hi, restart.
all right, restart. Hi, welcome to
All right,
Subway. What can I
three,
get
two.
you?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't
What?
ready.
All
Three,
right.
two,
What can I
Yeah.
one, one.
Subway, what you get?
You tell me do things. I
No,
don't
seriously though, how do you say it? Do
Oh,
you
I'm
do
gonna.
you,
So I'll
you
be like, hey, I
okay,
want a foot long. I walk in, be like, hey, how's it going? I want a foot long Italian herb and cheese. I want an Italian BMT. Boom.
okay,
She asked me what kind of cheese I want on it. Do I want double
okay.
meat? I'd be like,
So,
hey, I want pepper jack cheese. You're not
yep.
doing a very good job. Come on.
know.
All right, so what I usually do is I just go, I'll get a foot long Italian herbs and cheese. I'll stop
Yeah.
there. Let them get the bread,
Yeah.
let them cut it open, and before they ask me what kind of sandwich, I tell them. So I'm not like all the way up front. Like I'll take a foot long
I
spicy Italian
fucking
on Italian herbs and cheese.
make
I'll
them remember.
just foot long on Italian herbs and cheese, and they're like, okay. Then they turn
Yeah.
around, grab the bread, slice it, and then I tell them the order. There was a
Hmm.
psycho that came in and literally did everything. Because yeah, there was more than one
All the
person.
veggies and all that stuff.
Not all the veggies, but just straight like I'll have a foot long blah 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 on blah 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 with this cheese, and then
Yeah.
he waited to like say, oh, I
Oh,
want it toasted.
there's my cat. There's one.
Aaron, are you a straight up the pipe, just everything? You tell him everything?
No, I'll hover
Well,
around. I go,
yeah.
yeah, foot long. It's typically I like the Monterey cheddar. Actually, I like that a lot. If I'm getting an Italian, I'll go Italian herbs and cheese. But it's just so much fucking. It's so potent.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with the girl at Go Gibbick, and she worked at Subway. And man, she'd roll up, and you could smell it through the goddamn car door. It was just that Italian herbs and cheese just permeates the place. It stinks. I mean,
It does, dude.
now it fucking
The
stinks.
Subway bread in general is just a fucking very distinct smell,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And
But
coming
no,
back to like the additives and preservatives and all the things we were talking about before, I mean, I would love to see how they make that bread.
I wouldn't love to see that.
I mean the dough is like frozen. They thaw it, and then they put it out on a pan to like kind of warm up to room temp, and then they put that bitch in the oven, and then it does its rise and bake and whatever. And it's just bad bread though. It's just too much bread. That's why like Jimmy John's, they carve that shit out. On
Yeah, I don't know.
what?
I feel like the bread's not that thick. It's just like dense,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like it's not fluffy, you know?
Hmm.
Huh?
Um, but yeah, I mean, I used to be a go to. My go to at Subway was the oven roasted chicken breast. I get that.
That's
With some,
fucking
with some,
bold.
it is because
That's a
it's just
You guys
bold
want to know a
it's like
fun
move.
a
fact?
chicken sausage, and
Yeah.
it's gnarly. It's gnarly. But I used to get that.
You guys want to know a fun fact? Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah, what do you got?
so I got fucking corrected over here when we were talking about bread being bread, the Subway bread being bread.
Okay,
But Kelly said that it's considered a pastry because it has so much fucking sugar in it legally.
I would
Oh shit.
legally.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, I would believe it. I mean, I used to be able to house a Subway foot long, and now I feel like if I had that much bread,
Oh, I
I
I deleted mine today.
yeah, dude,
Still no problem with me.
yeah, I think
I
it's
can get
something
through
about
it.
after 30 years old, dude. Bread is my my mortal enemy. I have to use bread. I have to use bread carefully. Like bread is like you guys know me. I'm sensitive to caffeine. I can use caffeine as a tool if I'm really tired and haven't had much sleep and I need to stay up late. Caffeine still works on me. Whereas like I've gotten to that point with bread too, where it's like if I really want to
Bread
fucking
still works on you.
You blow
yeah,
up like Mrs.
if I'm
Puff.
yeah, if I want to go to sleep, I'll eat a Subway foot long and
Yeah.
I'll fall asleep.
Oh.
Um, but yeah, they're so much better than
There's just like I feel like I'm a little spoiled now that where I live I can basically go anywhere I want to
mm,
eat. Like if I did want to go out to get something to eat, from a let's just say like a quote unquote fast food place, like there's
yeah.
just so much shit to pick from here. I feel like all of us right now are pretty spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's probably the most well off one because he was in a major city, but
Yeah,
um,
I also
I mean, like
fucking
I don't know,
weigh the
like
most.
I don't even remember. It's been fucking years since I've had Subway.
Yeah, I shut her down
It's been a long
as
time.
soon as
Yeah,
I got access to not only Jimmy John's but Jersey Mike's.
yeah.
And you guys haven't
Jersey
even
Mike's.
had this. I
Yeah,
know
I've had Jersey Mike's.
Chris has had this place down by me. It's called Boardwalk Subs. It it blows any any sub joint out of the water. It's called Boardwalk Subs. There's like 4 or 5 locations around GR. It's like a local family that does it, and they're like East Coast style subs. I don't even know what that means, but
Yeah,
the bread is light. It's crusty.
I
All their
like
meats are
bread. See, like,
fresh.
yeah, I don't eat a lot of bread, but I have like the good like grain bread. It's not like fucking Sara Lee white bread.
Sara Lee white bread.
Have
Give me
you,
that fucking.
Aaron, I know you asked about it. Just another thought that I was having today, watching, scrolling through Instagram. Do you know who the Costco guys are?
No,
You
Oh
don't.
God.
no
Okay.
idea.
Kind of wish Chris was here, but
Too old for that bracket, I think.
since you don't know who they are, I guess I can't really do the bit, but because you won't know what I'm talking about. But it's this little fucking kid, and I'm sure the listeners know who it is. Dylan, it sounds like you
Oh,
know who it is. It's a little kid and the
Yeah.
dad.
is that
We're
We're
the
Costco
Costco
guy.
guys. Yeah, of course we get eat chicken bakes or the double
it,
chunk chocolate cookie.
was that the meme that Chris sent with the galaxy gas?
Yes, yes. So I've been seeing videos like that, like spoofs, and like the Rizzler, like we talked about the Rizzler kid. Oh my God. Just watching that shit makes me want to fucking blow my brains out. The dad, so everyone thinks that it was just like a dad and a son, like just fucking around, But a video came out, and I'm sure the listener knows what I'm talking about, but the dad is like super controlling, and they do like 400 takes on these fucking videos, and the
Oh,
dad's
so
like, no, 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 you got to say it like this, you got to say it like that,
he's like a Michael Jackson dad
and
kind
it
of
and it
fucking.
ruined. Everyone says how it's ruined now, but I don't know who is an actual fan of these fucking guys. It's a little 10-year-old and this dad. But I saw a video of him. The kid was like, "What's up?" And the dad was like, "No, no, 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 don't say that. Say hey." And he was like telling him what to say. And I was like, "Man, that's fucking sad." And
Yeah,
everyone was like, "Fuck, I thought it was just a father and son just hanging out having a good time at Costco." But I
it's
saw
like a
some other
manufactured thing.
other yes. Right, I saw other videos because they do like the we're Costco guys, of course we, and they say stuff.
Yeah,
like those videos, and I just saw a bunch of terrible ones today when like they dubbed in, must have been like AI voices. It was like, we're Costco guys. Of course
Mhm.
we shove chicken bakes up our like they did like that. It like looked real, and it was like, we're Costco guys. Of course I just jizzed on my double chunk chocolate cookie. I was fucking watching his videos all day, just laughing my ass off.
Oh,
It's just terrible though, 'cause it's like like I said, 10-year-old kid.
was it Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's dad, who was like ultra controlling? I gotta look this shit up.
Oh no, I never heard of
So
this.
like the Jackson, Michael Jackson was a part of the Jackson Five. He was the star child, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dad was a fucking nightmare. It's I think
I
it's
didn't know that.
is his name Joe? Yeah, Joe Jackson. He was like abusive and like and just fucking all this terrible shit. Push the kids to fucking be what they were, and Michael was the only real standout. Um, yeah, it was basically child abuse for profit. Um, and holy shit, look at all these from 1979 to 2023.
What's that?
Mr. Joe Jackson. He's Joe Jackson, father of the Michael Jackson clan, from 1979 to 2023, is involved on albums. He himself is a musician. He's a
Mm.
singer songwriter, but he's had a hell of a career. Um,
So
but not
maybe what he
but
was
not
doing worked.
yeah, but but not in the best way.
So you
And
said abused. You mean just like overworked? Or are we talking
yeah.
like a potential diddler?
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
think not of his own
Allegedly,
children.
allegedly.
Yeah, there's this article, a look back at Joe Jackson's tormented relationship with the kids he made
Oh
story.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know if it was diddling, but it was I don't think it was that at all. I'm not going to put that out on the internet. It's probably already out there, but yeah,
Yeah, it didn't happen. Definitely didn't happen.
he was a bit of a monster. So, this is all conjecture. I have done no research on this. It's just a conversation topic.
Um, I was gonna ask you guys. Sorry, I'm watching the state game. I
Michigan
was gonna.
State's still playing?
Yeah, yeah. There's 8 minutes left in the fourth. They're up 8 right now with the ball in the red zone. Oh, just kidding. They just got a penalty. I was gonna ask you guys how your weeks went. Mine went by very fast. I will say, very quick. That it's already Saturday, and just this month in general. I feel like I haven't been able to appreciate spooky season this year. Like October's happening so fucking fast. We got our decorations up a little late. I got the cat behind me. Shout out to the YouTube.
Yeah.
But I didn't do jack shit this week. I've got nothing
Mm.
as far as experiences.
Yeah, and we didn't fucking my life is I wouldn't say it's boring, but it's kind of the same shit. We've just been working on the house. I mean,
Mm,
getting the house ready. We've been slowly doing projects here and there. We ripped some carpet out. We were gonna put new carpet in, ended up figuring out we want to do something else. So we're cleaning up the house, just getting it ready to fucking, you know, doing projects slow at a time to make it, comfortable for us.
hmm You realize it'll never end, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's been instances where it's just like I'll have like a few things that I need to do, and it's like not even like big things. It's just like, hey, like let's do this, let's do that.
hmm
Like ripping the carpet out really isn't that big of a deal, but it's just like the shit that like, hey, our fucking like not today, but like one day it was when it was still warm out, like the air conditioner just stopped working. Like I don't know, fucking or like the outlets just stopped working one day. Like I don't fucking know. Like
Yeah. Yeah, you'll learn that well you've already learned sounds like um just any house projects that you have, keep that power and that steam rolling as long as you can because once you get it like 75% of the way done, you feel that need to like, all right, we'll coast it out. I did this. This is just from me. Like, we got most of the shit done. It wasn't all by my effort, but it was like, oh yeah, we got it to where it's like, oh, it's really nice in here. It's not done, but it's nice. And now I have a whole upstairs, the upper rooms of this house don't have baseboard or quarter round on them, and that I need to do this winter. And I was like, oh yeah, we'll wait till the colder months. We'll be inside. It'll be whatever. But now we're going to like holiday season, and it's like, oh, that's gonna get thrown to the wayside because we have all this shit to do. And it's like kind of still nice out, so we're kind of flirting with that. But that'd be my biggest point of advice is if you're gonna if you're like during renovations, just keep going and don't stop because
We
once you
stopped
stop,
for yeah, we did that. We stopped for a few weeks and it kind of ended up being like that again.
Yeah, you
And
get
then
comfortable. You get
yeah, it was
comfortable with
nice.
the
I mean,
things
there's
that
we have I there's like yeah, there's just so much shit to do because it's like they renovated the house before they left. I don't know if it was like right before they left, but they did not do things properly. That's the thing.
mm,
And so like a lot of the shit, like for example, like a few months ago, I put a fucking door in. It's just a normal ass like door on the inside, like no crazy shit, just fucking
yeah, like casing.
three like a door. Took
Mm.
me fucking like 4.5 hours to do it because I had to like trim the fucking door frame because it was fucking not big enough.
Yeah.
Although like I bought the right size door, but the frame was crooked, so I had to trim the frame for the door to fucking fit into the frame. And it just took me all fucking day to do. It was ridiculous. Like I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Or just like, they made shelves upstairs the worst way possible, and like all the drywall's fucked upstairs from them pounding holes in the wall. So like it's just like a never-ending battle. And it makes me kind of want to like just jump off the fucking cliff. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I wanted to. I don't know if you guys saw this. There was a story that M Live posted on Facebook that I saw, and I saved it. It's kind of a short story, but um, it says a 12-year-old boy. I don't know where this was. I think it was downstate somewhere. So Aaron, you might have heard of it. A 12-year-old boy potentially saved his father's life when he fired one shot from a rifle, killing a wounded black bear that was mauling his dad. The Associated Press reports. It says his name, he's 43, was on his back fighting for his life, punching and kicking a 200-pound black bear when he saw a flash from a muzzle from his son Owen's hunting rifle, the report said.
Yay,
The, sh
yay.
the shot killed the bear. It said
Oh dang.
Owen had injured the bear earlier in the day after they spotted it from a tree stand near their western Wisconsin hunting camp. Then tracked the bear to a small clearing. It charged them from about 6 feet away.
Oh shit.
So I don't know if this fucker was down and they approached
Yeah,
it and then attacked because I don't know how the fuck you get 6 feet from it. Be like, oh shit, there's a bear right
that's
there.
probably what. Yeah, they were probably
Yeah.
walking up on it.
The elder, listen to this. So the dad, 6 feet. The bear's 6 feet away from them. The older man fired 8 shots from a pistol. All of them missed.
Didn't hit a one.
Said the attack lasted about 45 seconds. He suffered bites to his forehead, arm, and leg, and needed 23 stitches to reattach a flap of skin on his cheek.
Oh, not bad.
8 shots, dude. 6 feet away on a fucking
I
200-pound
mean,
black bear. I mean, I get it. Like
6 feet away, you're protecting your child. But I mean, you'd think you'd be able to hit something. It must have been a very heavy but slim.
fucking elusive bear, dude.
Yeah,
Just
like
fucking
like a
dodging.
like a bobcat in width, but it was
Yeah.
really long. It was a really long.
Just fucking moonwalking the shots.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean that's wild. But I saw that and I saved it because when I was reading it, I was like, holy fuck, this is insane. And then I read the part where the guy shot at it 6 times. And then just the kid being able to shoot it with the rifle, that's
Yeah.
badass.
He must have been point blank with like a fucking.
yeah.
They had like an AR or something
Yeah.
with them, and they just. But it begs the question, like, what were they like originally hunting? I don't know what the bear laws. And
Well, it sounds like they were
regulations are.
hunting bear. They sounds like they were in a stand, shot the bear,
But
The
what is
bear
it?
probably
Is it
ran.
bow bear season?
I don't
No,
know.
I
No
don't know
idea.
here.
I
It's in
would
Wisconsin, right?
yeah, no, I think you can
I
sh
mean, the kid had a rifle and then like he had a pistol, so it's probably.
Which
I
usually
mean, I don't.
when you're in like in Michigan, when you're hunting bow season, I don't even think you're legally allowed to carry like a sidearm on you during during that season. Because
Uh,
if you're caught carrying a sidearm, it's like, oh no,
yeah, I don't know about that.
you have a bow
I
with you, but you're like,
Yeah,
if a
I
deer
think
gets
anytime you're
close
in the
enough.
woods, I feel like you're able to carry a gun with you, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But
yeah, maybe like
I
a
would
pistol.
imagine the kid probably had the rifle. The kid probably shot the bear.
Yeah, I
The
would have
bear
to
probably
assume
ran
that
because it was
rifle
wounded.
is probably
The bear probably ran off because it was wounded, just like animals all do. And then they walked up on it when
yeah,
it was
laying
probably
down.
laying down because it
Yeah.
was probably bleeding the fuck out. And then they probably doesn't maybe not have waited long enough for the bear to actually just die without having an issue. They walked up on it before it was dead, and then the bear just freaked out.
Reminds me of a
I'm
story
assuming.
of some, I don't know what state it was in,
Does it
but
say where in Wisconsin? I know you said western,
Mm-mm.
northwestern or something, but
Didn't say the town.
reminds me of a story when there was, I like I said, I don't know what state it was, but there was a kid that came home from school, and there was like some intruders that like broke in, and this kid like had like the whatever code to the gun safe, and he pulled out an AR-15 and greased three of these intruders that were there. They
Jesus.
were armed intruders, and he fucking popped off a few rounds and got these guys. And it was like a home invasion. They were there to steal whatever they had, and this like 16-year-old kid. I can't remember what state it
Damn.
was in, but yeah.
Fucking Chris Kyle.
Oh, uh, you mean Kyle Rittenhouse?
No, no. I mean, yeah, it could be that too.
Good old
That was a good
Rittenhouse.
pull. Whatever happened to him? Is he doing cameo now?
I have no idea.
I feel like
Well,
I haven't heard anything about that kid. I feel
you
like he's got
asked
to be monetizing his situation.
probably. He probably. I think he probably goes
Probably
and
has like a podcast.
yeah, he probably goes and speaks at fucking
hmm
Trump rallies or something. I don't know. In terms of my weekend, you asked about this maybe 10 minutes ago. I went and ate at a restaurant tonight that was it's in my neighborhood kind of. It's a little north of me. I'm on the outskirts of Grand Rapids, and I looked at the menu when I got there. They have two bars. Great place. It's called Roasted. I'll call them out. I had a good pizza there. I ordered a 10-inch pizza. It was pretty cheap, $11.25 for the
Shit.
pie. And but yeah, as I sat down and looked, I was like, she's like, "Oh, you want a beer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a beer." And I looked over at the tap handles, and it was Widowmaker. It was KBC Widowmaker,
Hell yeah.
and it was KBC Pickaxe Blonde.
Hell yeah.
And then I was like, there was a Black Rocks, just an orange tap handle. I was like, "What's that Black Rocks?" And she was like, what 51K
Yeah.
IPA or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, there's another, and then there was Upper Hand as well.
Damn.
And I was like, all right, you got some UP beers here. What's kind of what's going on? I get the menu, look at the menu. There's Kudagi on the menu, and I was like,
Wait a minute.
okay, I
Our
came
specials
here for
today are pasties.
yeah, I came here for a beer and pizza. So I ordered what did I order? I ordered a fucking Blue Moon, like a poser, and
Wow. You've
and
changed.
camped out on that. And I was like, all right, I'll order a pizza. And then a bar back came over. He's like, "Oh, you all good?" And I was like, "Hey, man, do you know the bar owner?" He's like, "Yeah, she's right behind you." And I looked over, and there's this woman walking away, and I was like, "Yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't care who the fuck she is." I was like, "By any chance is she from the UP?" He's like, "Yep, she's from Marquette." And I was like, "Oh, well, the beer menu and the the food menu kind of gave it away."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, just give me pizza." And
A pizza and a fucking blue moon.
yeah, yeah, blue
What a fucking
like a sicko. Um, but and then it dawned on me every now and then, Amelie and I will go on a walk through like the local neighborhoods, and there's a guy. There's this house in the neighborhood that's right next to us that we walk through, and there's two vehicles with UP stickers on the back of them, and there's like a UP, like a banner, like a flag in their garage, because their garage is open whenever we walk by. And the one time we walked by, the guy was out there, and I was like, "Hey man, you guys go to the UP a lot?" And I don't remember what he said, but I was like, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're from Negaunee." And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "I'm from Montonaga, good to have fellow Upers in the neighborhood." And we just walked away. But now I'm starting to think that the person that owns this bar and grill, that's like,
is it fucking Ronnie from Negaunee?
Ronnie from Negaunee.
I'm just kidding.
No, it was so I tried to put two and two together. Amelie doesn't think that it's the same person, but I'm like, I think it is. If you're from Negaunee, you probably tell people, "Oh, I'm from the Marquette area," because people from down here,
Right? They know
Marquette.
Yeah.
They don't know Negaunee or Ishpeming or any of the surrounding, right? So I think that's probably them, if I had to guess. And if I see him outside again on one of our walks,
Ask him if he knows Jeff Canaba.
from Escanaba.
Escanaba.
Yeah. There was a meth lab out in the front yard. But...
Yeah, they did have a Winnebago in the backyard that was smoking yesterday.
Fire
at
department
around
got called.
2 a.m.
But yeah, so, but I left them a Yelp review. I was like, I hope a fellow Youper out, and the food was actually decent. I mean, it was like
Wait, do you have your review?
Oh, I can read it off of Yelp.
Was it like a Aaron Yelp review, like very detailed and?
Yeah, it wasn't.
All right, well, you got to give us the Yelp review.
Yeah, I'll.
Aaron, are you a big Yelper?
He is.
I was back in the day, and I just, as of today, started to pick it back up. I have a fucking terrible, menacing photo of me.
Dude, you look like a fucking tool.
Yeah, you look like
this was like 10 years ago.
You look like you'd be wearing a Yelp shirt.
Yeah, you look like you listened to Disturbed on your way to the fucking Yelp review.
Hey, don't knock Disturbed, All right, I gotta pull up this review. Here it is.
You got it?
Yeah, you got it. All right, 2 hours ago. The restaurant bar and grill is called Roasted. Let me take a drink here. Get ready. I'm nervous. All right, I said, I put 5 stars. I said, Roasted is a prime example of a hometown sports bar. It's a sports bar. If you're looking for the classic bar and grill fare, this is your answer. There's an obvious Upper Peninsula touch with Kudigi on the menu, as well as drafts from 3 of the main breweries on the western end of the UP represented in their tap list. I had a 10-inch pepperoni pizza while here, which came in at $11.25, and it was delicious. Good amount of cheese, appropriate amount of sauce, good crisp on the hand-tossed crust, and the pepperoni was cooked to the point where it started to cup. You guys know what that means, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Televisions line at nearly every square inch of the bar space, and with their 2 bars, they can serve large groups with ease. The place looks new, with some renovations being completed within the past few years. The tables are nestled fairly close together, and on a Saturday night during some major college football games, the place was abuzz with first dates, family dinner outings, and a handful of college fantasy footballers looking for a cold brew and some food. Their menu is fairly broad, with an emphasis on their burgers and barbecue. With Wagyu steaks on the menu, there's a nod to some fine dining fanatics who may have wandered away from the hustle and bustle of downtown Grand Rapids. If this place was a few blocks from an inland lake in Upper Michigan, it would be a Michelin star restaurant to locals and tourists alike.
Damn. TTT? Time to toilet after the pizza?
No, I'm
no,
good.
Nothing?
I had 3.5 slices.
Damn, it is a 5-star.
And we're good.
Solid. That's a good review. That's hilarious. Your reviews are great.
Yeah, and I've got some bad ones. We could do a whole episode on my.
Oh, you've given us one before. I think when we did the dumpster water grill, you gave us a fucking yeah, because we were talking about the BK potholes in the drive-through. People were yelping that.
Oh God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did a deep dive on that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I gave him an honest review. It's really a place that if it wasn't, like I said, if this was if you placed this barn grill on Twin Lakes, it would
Oh
be
yeah.
the talk of the town.
Oh yeah.
If you were to send somebody here that's done 300 Yelp reviews and has been to fine dining places here in GR,
Yeah, it'd be
probably wouldn't
shit.
rate that great. But
Right.
I'm reviewing it from the angle of what it actually is
Yeah.
and what it's for. And it's on the outskirts of Grand Rapids. It's not for fine dining folks. That's just the reality of what it is. And it's
Hmm.
very good um, for the people that are going there. It's great, in fact. And there's another place called the Ironwood Bar and Grill that I've yet to go to. That was on my hit list as well, but maybe more on that next week or
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a perfect little transition. We can kind of start getting into the meat and potatoes of the episode. I was gonna say, do you want to know something else that is rated in the UP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, do you want to help my pronunciation? No.
the
We're gonna
Seul
we're gonna talk about the Seul Choix Lighthouse that is located near Gulliver, in the eastern end of the UP, near Manistee. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this lighthouse, which I'm sure you are, because I was, this is a lone lighthouse in like a 100-mile stretch of Lake Michigan, like I said, in the eastern part of the UP. This lighthouse is very old. It's over 100 years old. It was first it was first built in 1892. That was when the station was established. And it had a temporary light, and it wasn't really in service until 1895, which is a fucking long ass time. And then
Yeah.
in 1972, they finally got an automated light, and it's still an active aid to navigation today. But we're going to talk about this lighthouse because there might be some spooky stories that come with it. Chris and I actually just went to this lighthouse last weekend, and he was telling me some stories, and I figured, shit, we might as well talk about it. But this lighthouse was established, like I said, in 1892, and it was because during that 100-mile stretch on Lake Michigan, there was no navigation lights. It was just dark. And we all know the Great Lakes and how bad they can get during storms. They figured that that bay, that little harbor, would be a perfect spot to kind of break up that 100-mile stretch to link lighthouses together. So that's what they did. And it was really used for not only safe harboring, but also like a rescue. It was like a rescue lighthouse. So if ships were, whether or not they were sinking or they just needed help, they would have people from that lighthouse go out and actually help them. I
Hmm.
couldn't find any stories on them actually successfully doing that, but I read that that was really another big part of it was kind of like a search and rescue spot where people could go out from that lighthouse point.
We're, we're before you keep going, do you know off the top of your head if other lighthouses are like that or if this one was like specifically?
That's a really good question. I don't know, honestly. If I would imagine that there are some lighthouses that are kind of similar in that way where it's sort of a
Probably some of the bigger
rescue.
ones like this one.
Yeah, but I really do think that it's unique in the way of it being the only lighthouse really in that stretch, at least at the
Hmm.
time. I'm not sure. I should have probably looked
Right.
to see if there was more that were built in that stretch. But I do know at the time that it was built because there was just such a long stretch along that lake that there was literally nothing. It was just
Yeah.
darkness. And they had to travel over 100 miles to see the next lighthouse. So it was put there to help ships through that area. But there was two families. Now I don't know. I wasn't able to find any research on this, so I'm actually interested to see and hear how Chris and his wife Kayla found out about these families. But the lighthouse was operated, and I'm not sure what stretch this was, what time stretch. I'm assuming it was probably in the mid 1900s because there was really nothing that I could see in the early 1900s where some of the ghost stories align. But there was two families, and I wish Chris was here to make some jokes about this, but apparently that one of the husbands was like banging like the other wife, and they had some Jersey Shore shit going on at the Seul Choix Lighthouse. Because when we went there, Kayla said something about how they were like not swinging, but the one husband was sleeping with the other wife, and they had like a bunch of kids that lived at this fucking lighthouse. But that's all I know from that. I mean, it's irrelevant for what we're going to be talking about, but
All good fun.
the first ghost story from the spooky Seul Choix Lighthouse near Gulliver. Now, I got this article from American Haunted Tours. It was written by like a ghost enthusiast who likes to go specifically to lighthouses and places in Michigan. And this apparently this lighthouse was, it says, reportedly one of the most haunted places in Michigan. And it was even featured on an episode of Fox Family's Scariest Places on Earth. Now, Chris
Hmm.
told me this when we had went there, and unfortunately, when we went, it was closed because you can take tours when you go there. It was closed. We weren't able to go inside. I would have loved to go inside, but it was closed. Um, I should mention in the article it does say this is just more history of the location, but the Seul Choix, Aaron, we looked it up earlier. It means only choice. And
Yep.
in the 1800s, when a group of French fur traders took shelter there during a violent storm that threatened to capsize their small vessel, the bay was their only choice of, safe refuge. So that's why Seul Choix means only choice, and that's why it's named how it is. Um, in the article, she talked about how this is a popular destination for surfers, actually, because she went. This article is about the trip that she took there, but she saw people surfing, which I thought was pretty cool. Anyways, article goes, she went to the gift shop because there's a gift shop there and asked the lady at the front desk how you pronounce the name of the lighthouse, which she said she gets a lot. But then she asked, you know, do you have any ghost stories? And the lady at the desk said, not me personally, but if you want some good stories, it's my mom that you should talk to. And she was over by the lightkeeper's quarters. So she went over and found Linda, the volunteer that was working. I'm not sure when this was. I would love to know if this is the same girl that works there today.
Hmm.
Anyway, she asked her, and apparently there is a ghost that haunts this lighthouse, and he goes by the name of Joseph Willie Townsend. Now they called him Captain Joseph Willie Townsend, and he was the lighthouse. He was a resident and worked at the lighthouse, lived in one of the upstairs bedrooms, from 1901 until he died in 1910, and he died in the lighthouse. Now, he died in the winter, and we all know that when you die in the winter, you don't get buried right away because the ground's too frozen, so you have to wait. And his body was stored in the basement of this place for months, the story goes. Um, some of the paranormal investigators who have visited the lighthouse believe that is why the spirit remains trapped in that lighthouse, is because the body was held for several months after he died. Um, Linda told the reporter that the hauntings didn't really start until a couple of original pieces of furniture were brought up from the storage when the lighthouse was last restored in the 90s. And one of the pieces, which is important to the story, is the kitchen table. Now, this table and everything is still in the lighthouse. It's roped off, of course, for people. It's kind of like, you guys ever go to Mackinac Island and go to one of those like shitty fucking old houses that
Yep.
they show off
Mm-hmm.
what it used to look like back in the day. It's kind of like that, roped off little kitchen setting. But this Townsend guy was from England, and he was very keen on setting the table properly. And in England, you put the knife and the spoon on the left and the forks on the right. And apparently that's the opposite way that we do it here in the States.
Yep.
So what they experienced was they set the tables up the American way, and when they go back to the table, it would be rearranged the English way.
Mm.
When no one would touch the table, no one would, be in that area. Numerous guests, most of the staff had smelled cigar smoke through the living quarters, even though no smoking is allowed in the building. And often there isn't anyone else around. Despite his health problems, Captain Townsend was a heavy cigar smoker, and it seemed that even in death, he enjoys a good cigar. So you can smell cigar smoke when you go in there too. This to me is the creepiest of the Captain Townsend stories, but it says several volunteers have found a crescent-shaped imprint on the bedspread in the room that they say that are pretty sure are the captain's. Um, Visitors have reported seeing a man watching them from one of the windows about halfway up the light tower, which Chris actually climbed a few months ago when he performed work there. He did camera work at the lighthouse. Um, Probably the eeriest of Linda's stories was one that a guest told her. A woman was visiting the lighthouse sometime. It says last year. I don't know what year it was. But when she pulled in, she noticed a man wearing a heavy blue coat walking across the yard to the lighthouse. Being friendly, she waved. He ignored her, but she didn't think that much of it. Like me, she went off to the gift shop first, then went over to the lighthouse, looked around, and headed on her way. When she got home, the woman started doing some research on the lighthouse's history and realized that the man she'd seen in the yard was Captain Townsend. She contacted the lighthouse staff to tell them of her unusual encounter and said several people have seen a man wandering the grounds before, but this was the first time someone positively identified the captain, even though they didn't know who it was at the time. Now, hear me out. This is a public place,
Mhm.
as Bigfoot suit wearers. Do we think it's possible that somebody looked up what this fucking guy wore and went to the lighthouse?
I mean, it's a
Give me
pretty
a good idea next time I go.
it's a pretty
Yeah.
isolated area, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's several miles from the highway
Yeah.
and
I
from
mean,
any houses.
who's gonna dress up in a blue like navy style pea coat and then
Yeah.
wander through the yard and then just hide and just disappear?
But we also wore Bigfoot suits
Sure.
at Paulding,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah, absolutely.
probably the stupidest thing we've ever done.
I just I don't know. I feel like um one of the best episodes of this podcast would be us spending the night in the Seul Choix Lighthouse or the what's that lighthouse that's out in the middle of Lake Superior? I forget what it's called.
Oh,
Oh, I know which one you're talking about, but I
Yeah,
don't
Standard
remember the
Rock.
name.
yeah,
Yeah, Standard Rock.
yeah. Standard Rock or even the Ontonagon. I feel like the Ontonagon, we'd probably be a shoe in there. Um, but that would be, us setting up. It'd have to be probably a generator outside, which would make a lot of noise. I mean, there's, I guess, batteries that we could get. My dad's got some high powered solar
That'd be fucking
batteries.
sick.
Yeah, just spend the night in there and kind of just see what happens. Run an episode of the podcast, maybe do a little investigating. It would be good,
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, in terms of this lighthouse that we're talking about, we
Because
just got to get there.
there's
We just gotta-
not just Captain Townsend either.
Mhm.
Apparently their volunteers have also found toys all over the floor in the children's room that was upstairs.
Oh
Oh, that'd be
Um,
so creepy.
Nothing
yeah.
had been out of place the night before, and by all accounts, the lightkeeper's quarters had been locked up all night. Linda told me that she thinks the children's room might be haunted by the spirits of two of the little girls who grew up in the lighthouse. And says although they grew up and moved away, both had recently passed on, and it was just about the time they died that the children's room became active.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, and you could do this like a true scientific experiment where you'd set up that room with the toys or whatever toys
With the
that were
Ghost
there.
Hunter special.
Yeah, that kind of shit where you'd set up the room with everything in a particular location, take a photo, lock it up, let it ride for the night, and when it gets around the weird time, you know, after midnight, listen for movement and whatever, and then go up there, unlock it at 2 or 3 in the morning, and see what has happened.
It seems as though that this Linda lady, like I said, I don't know if she works there still. I was unable to see when this article was published, but she seemed pretty friendly to this lady that went because she let her go through like this roped off area to
Hmm.
like take pictures and stuff, and she also let her climb the tower, which no one's allowed to do. And in the article, the lady said that she went up the stairs and halfway through she had to like catch her breath 'cause she said she was out of shape. And to enjoy the view from one of the windows, she said that she got the distinct feeling that she was being watched. Um,
Yeah.
but obviously, I think if you're like in love with ghosts and paranormal activity, I
Hmm.
feel like you want to be watched in a way.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're looking for
But
it.
yeah, she said she was being watched as she climbed the tower. That was her article. Um, there was more on Townsend and some more stories uh, from an article is actually from the MSU Newsroom by Kat Tedson. She's a co-author of the book series Haunted Travels of Michigan, and she's investigated over 350 potentially paranormal sites around the state. She probably has some fucking great stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say 350 fucking holy shit.
and she just does Michigan, which is awesome.
Yeah, we could. What was her
So
name
she
again?
went this lady went there and actually, you know, fucking
Spend the
Baggins
night.
this shit.
Spend
Yeah.
the night.
What's uh what's the fucking Baggins? What's his first name?
Frodo or
Ghost
Bilbo?
Hunters? No,
Oh,
from
Zach.
Zach. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking douchiest name. His fucking faux hawk. And his
And then he
skin
has like
tight tap
the
out shirts.
bedazzled jeans. Yeah,
Yeah,
bedazzled jeans.
yeah.
100% tap
The
out.
fucking chain on his wallet. That's
Aff-
hilarious. But this lady
Affliction
went
shirt.
and she said that she didn't get in contact with Townsend. Um, but she said she did encounter something that nobody told them about. So it might have been like a new fucking paranormal
Yeah.
activity that she discovered. Um, she found something connected to another lightkeeper, a guy by the name of William Blanchard. Had the position for 31 years. Had a wife, midwife, um, his wife's mom, all lived there. This was, I think, in the early 20s. It must have been after Townsend because it said that the mom had cancer and died in 1919 when a great storm had hit the lighthouse in February of 1919. She died that night. So this is right after Townsend, the first guy that might be haunting the lighthouse. Um, so the mom's name was Mary, and she had passed away that night. And this paranormal, this fucking Zach Baggins motherfucker was in this lighthouse doing like the asking questions and stuff.
Uh-huh.
She set up an audio recorder in one of the bathrooms and started asking questions aloud. Um, Asking general names like, "What is your name? What happened to you while you were here?" She said she didn't hear anything at the time, but when she was listening to the audio later, she found a response. Um, it clearly said when I asked for her name, the response was Mary. Aaron, are you muted? You trying to talk?
No, we're good.
Were you saying stuff during that
Nope.
that you
I
wanted
was
to
just
add?
no. We're good.
Okay. So she did get a response that said Mary, which was the girl that died of cancer in 1919. And to another response that she asked, she heard a reply that said, died in snow. So what happened was that
What the fuck?
storm that blew through had, as we know, a lot of wind. It said it twisted the trees like they were fields of wheat. The ice pellets and the snow actually broke some of the windows on the upper floor, and the floor started filling with snow. And she passed away during that. So when she heard the
Really?
response, died in snow. Now, this is the only count of this. I tried looking for the recordings, seeing that maybe if, this person posted them, but it sounds like she might be gatekeeping them, allegedly. I could not find it, and she was the only one to have this encounter with this Mary person with the William Blanchard guy. So there
Yeah.
so not only is the Captain Willie Townsend reported, there are kids reported with the toys, and there are now that Mary girl. Now, when
I
Chris
don't
told
understand like
me
why.
and Kayla told me, I had only heard about the Captain Townsend guy. Nothing about the kids, nothing about the Mary girl. So there's multiple hauntings at this lighthouse.
Hmm.
And I will say, just for the listener, I went, like I said, last weekend, wasn't able to go inside, unfortunately, but it was fucking sweet. It's an awesome, really remote lighthouse. To me, the coolest part was that it's not like right on the water. It's like on this hill, and the water is probably like, I don't know, maybe like 500 yards from the lighthouse. So think like 5 football fields, maybe. It's pretty far from the water, but it's sitting up on like this hill, and it's a pretty dope lighthouse. But if you want to go, like I said, it's near Gulliver. Just look up Sishwa. It's Seulchoix. It's very cool. And if you can get a tour, do it. Because I think the next time that it's open and I'm in Manistee, I'm going for it for sure. And Aaron, like you
Yeah, I would
said,
too.
if this Linda girl is still working there, we could tell her
Yeah, you gotta fucking see what's up.
and we can show her some of our past work.
I think I think we
I just
really
don't
got
understand like why would you want to gatekeep like any of that shit? Like why wouldn't you want
I
people to
know,
fucking
I
hear
know.
it?
I would at least think that the recordings would be like,
Yeah,
on YouTube
like
or
fucking, maybe or make a video of like you showing people it, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
or
it's a
fucking
big
put it
or
in the
you know what I
article.
mean?
it's a big
Yeah.
tourist attraction. Like you should do everything you can to.
Well, it just gives like people that actually wonder what the fuck is going on. Like it doesn't like it gives you like no like proof, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because like most people are gonna be like, oh, she's just fucking lying for attention, or
Mm-hmm.
she just wants publicity, blah blah blah. Like she just wants people to come talk to her, blah blah blah. Like which is stupid.
Yeah, you can actually buy the recordings on our website for 20. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
You can hear it on our website.
You gotta be one of her fucking followers or whatever. Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. He has the fucking recordings on Patreon. Oh my God. But I wanna, if you guys have anything to add to that, I just want to put up a picture since we are doing um YouTube. I actually should have had it up the whole time, but it's a fucking dope ass lighthouse.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at pictures of it. I obviously never. Can you see it from the highway?
No, hell no. It's deep. It's deep.
Yeah, like I said, I
I
might
mean,
need to
it's
pull up a
honestly, it's
fucking map.
beautiful. It's very nice.
Yeah, looked awesome when I was looking at
Can you
it.
can you see it on my screen or at my
Yep, yep,
share?
Yep.
Oh,
yep,
okay.
yep. We got it.
Um, so shout out to the YouTube. Obviously, this is the tower that she was talking about when she was climbing it. This is the house. So the second story is where Mary passed, and then there's a basement. I'm not sure if it's under this structure or if it's under the main structure, but Yeah, it's
Yeah,
unfortunate
I'm
that
on Google
they were
Maps,
closed.
and I definitely am very stupid for thinking that you can see that from the
Yeah, I was gonna
highway.
say that's actually
That
that's a good thing too to shout to the YouTube.
must have been a haul from Manistee. It probably was like, how was it, like in 2 hours?
No, it's not that far.
Oh, I guess yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's
It was like
you
20, it
just
was like
rip
15 miles or something.
US 2. Yeah, it's like I think it was probably about 25, 30 minutes.
Okay,
But shout out
that's
to
not
the
bad.
YouTube, Sichua Bay. This is the bay that they were talking about. I think the 100-mile stretch is probably from Garden to fucking the bridge.
Probably.
I mean,
You think that's
just
about 100
see like the
miles?
layout, yeah, if you just see the layout of that, like where the lighthouse is,
Mm-hmm.
it really shows you why it's there, like the
Yeah.
importance. You
Honestly,
can just imagine like a ship, especially like way back in the day, not a lot of like navigation aids or anything like that, so they're kind of just relying on like
mm-hmm.
what they see and just
Plus you got these fucking islands out here,
some
dude.
shitty night in the middle of the night, fucking can't see anything during
Beaver
like a
Island's
snowstorm
one.
or
Yeah, you can see, I'm not sure if it was High Island or Beaver Island. But there's a little beach access point right here, and you can see these islands out here, which is actually kind of sweet. Or it might have been this fucker right here, but
what the fuck is going on with your Google Maps right now?
is it fucked
Hmm.
up?
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
No, it's like all like gritty and stuff. It was weird.
Gritty? All like
Just
blurry?
maybe.
All right, pick a state.
Look,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Pick a state, any state. Shout out to the YouTube, by the way.
Oregon.
Oregon? Fuck, I took it off.
Ooh. It would be cool to like visit places like that though more often. I mean, I know we always talk about it, but just being able to not just take a tour either, you know what I mean?
Right, the midnight tour.
Maybe like
Yeah,
talk to some old guy
yeah.
or girl or
Get an
whatever, and
all access
just
pass.
talk to him and like, hey, like we're not here to mess it around. Like we're not here to mess with anything. Like you can follow us around if you want. We just kind of want to just like mosey around and like see what the fuck's going on. Like
I should find
maybe
out.
unlock a few doors for us.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
if we told her, a good podcast, maybe pump our tires, be like, yeah, we're the number one UP podcast.
Yeah.
You let us in, and I can like take a screenshot of our numbers and just like edit it and just like draw
put a
like
bunch of
a
zeros.
bunch of zeros. Be like, trust me, you're gonna want us in here.
You have
You know who
one
Bruce Johansson
million
is?
subscribers.
You dropping the BJ on the
On the pull
Yeah.
BJ card.
fucking.
But I was thinking, not only, we can do it even past spooky season, but I think I think doing like a little podcast lighthouse tour would be sweet.
Yeah. Be
Um
sweet
just
in
not
the summer.
in the summer, but I mean like just on the podcast, just kind of do like a 10-15 minute breakdown of like historical lighthouses. Because Dylan, you had a great question earlier asking about what is the most popular UP lighthouse, and I think that's a great question because obviously Michigan, like more lighthouses. Aaron, do you have the stat? Like it has more lighthouses than, I don't want to say every other state combined, but there's some
I mean,
crazy
I don't have it
statistic.
handy. I mean, just the fact that it's the Great Lakes. There's more lighthouses per capita than anybody else because nowhere else in the United States do they
I
have
think I
as
think
many
it's a I think it's a mile. I think it's a stretch thing. There's like a mile or a lighthouse every, so many miles in Michigan
Yeah,
alone.
on average, right? Yeah.
But I remember they have those stupid like when they do like they go to like Michigan football tailgate, like the clips you see on Facebook when they do like, pronounce these names from Michigan.
Yeah.
They do like the trivia and they always do like a lighthouse one. So I just looked up I mean this might just be lighthouses in general in the UP, but I looked up most popular lighthouse in the Upper Peninsula. I have Sand Point Lighthouse in Escanaba. I got the Menominee North Pier. We're not counting Menominee. Get the fuck out of here. Um, the Grand Island East Channel Lighthouse. That looks fucking old as shit. Munising. The Round Island Light. Ooh, Mackinac Island. Okay. Yeah, the Keweenaw Waterway. I know that one. The entry of the Portage River. There's
These
some
are
lot
like all the East End.
I
except
got
the
a
Keweenaw one.
I got a
There's
Wikipedia
not
here.
like a Copper. Is there one up? There's one in Copper Harbor, ain't there?
List. I've got one on Wikipedia here. The list of lighthouses in the United States. It says
Let's go through all of them.
this is a list of lighthouses in the United States. The United States has had at approximately 1,000 lights, as well as light towers, range lights, and pier headlights. Michigan has the most lights of any state, with over 150 past and present lights. So,
Ooh, dude. I think I found it.
Which I mean, if I feel like if any state even like got close to that, it may have been Alaska, maybe because Alaska's massive.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they don't have any
I'm just
waterways. I
saying,
mean,
like,
they have
just thinking of a
some
state that's
waterways.
even. I'm thinking of a state that even has enough coastline to even
Sure.
come close to us, right? Because it's like you think about it, like maybe California has a lot of coastline too, but like still not as much as the UP, or not
But it
even just
but
the Great Lakes in general, not just the UP.
it's
Sorry.
the Sunshine State, so it doesn't need any. It doesn't need to promote its lighthouses. There's no lighthouses. I mean, there's probably a couple, but
Well, I'm just saying, like, I was just thinking of a state that would even have enough coastline to even have
Mm-hmm.
enough, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude, Crisp Point Lighthouse in Newberry. Fucking shout out Newberry. That one looks sick.
These are all lighthouses I've never even fucking heard of.
No, this one's pretty sweet. Shout out to the YouTube. Um, this one looks very cool. This one's like right on the water. I like the ones that are right on the water.
Hmm.
Pretty simple too. Pretty simple structure. Just a little house with the lighthouse. But I mean,
This is crazy. Just
that
like a
thing's
big ass building,
sick.
big ass light.
I know lighthouses are cool.
And it's
I
just like,
actually,
and it's just made to be like, yo, watch the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But that's all I had for the Shishwa Lighthouse. Maybe,
I guess if anyone still listens to this show, I guess if you ever want to maybe talk about a lighthouse that maybe we're missing that we could talk about or could
yeah. I
do some
think,
research, because
like I
like I
said,
know we always talk, like I know we're kind of biased and like we talk about the Ontonagon Lighthouse a lot, but like I said, I don't know anything in the east end of the UP. I feel bad because I personally don't ever go over there. It's too
hmm
far. I live in Wisconsin, so I'd like to maybe visit some more of those places. That's why I think it'd be cool for us to actually go to a place like that. Maybe we end up going to that lighthouse and fucking, talking to that lady and figuring it out. But
hmm You want to know something else that I got brought up to me like a month ago? Speaking of us going
what
places, what do you think the chances are of us going to the Trinary Outhouse races?
what time of
Because
year is it again?
I think it's in February.
That's a pretty good. Those are pretty good odds.
I think my odds are massive.
I mean, February. I
I
can
mean, you live in the area, so right?
Right. It'd be
It's
really easy
your
for
neck
me.
of the
That's
woods, right?
why I think even
I
if you
could
guys don't go, I think I could
with
find
with like a month's notice. I could make it.
and we could rip the fucking the because it sucks because mid-October, like the snow's going to start flying here pretty soon, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
think.
Well,
Although last year was pretty mild.
well, the UP had their first snow like last week
We
or
did.
this week.
We had fake winter. I love
But
the
so what?
seasons.
Did you have snow by you?
Me, yeah, it's fell. It didn't stick. It was just like maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours.
It's like a little
It was snowing at work, just enough to piss you off.
half inch or what?
Just
It
enough to look outside
melt.
and be like, "You fucking cocksucker." No, no, it wasn't. Nothing stuck. Nothing stuck. It was just like that. It was that snow that you could only tell it was snowing when you like look. I mean, given I was at work and it was really dark out, but like when you look up at the light,
Mhm.
like if you're just looking at a parking lot at the cars, you couldn't see it. But if you like looked up in the sky under like a street
Mhm.
light, you could see it and you could hear it. You could hear it like ting ting ting, like hitting off the cars. And like I said,
Oh
it
yeah.
was
Yeah.
just enough,
The
just
UP
enough
had,
to piss you off.
You had grapple, which was like sleet or hail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had that.
Because it's been pretty fucking cold in the mornings. Definitely been in the 30s several times in the mornings. And just no precipitation yet. It's because it's
It was
coming.
like that here
Definitely
like
coming.
a couple like a week and a half ago, but it's been. I mean, today it was 70 degrees here,
lucky.
so
Yeah, it was warm here as well in
and
Marquette.
like even like right now, like I went outside before the podcast to grab my my cell phone charger, and it's still fucking beautiful out.
This is the best time of year when it stays like this,
I
when it's
know.
like in the 60s, mid-October, when it's fucking supposed to be.
Yep, it's 57 right now.
That's perfect. All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, shout out to the YouTube. Give us a follow on Spotify and stuff. We're on pretty much all the platforms. Apple, Amazon, DoorDash. You can get us at every app. Shout out to the YouTube.
OnlyFans,
OnlyFans. Yep.
Patreon.
feetfinder.com.
Kino still does not work, so we might have to find another
Yeah. We'll,
Fuck me.
we'll let that ride.
another thing. But Aaron.
Good night!